Hello, everybody. It's Ron and Hope Unfiltered. We are so glad you're here. Ron's coughing, doing his normal thing, his cough drops, lifesavers. But we are so glad that you are here today.
I just ate Chipotle. I need a lifesaver right now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You got some stank breath?
No, it's just good that there's distance
Just
between
peppers
us.
and onions? Mm-hmm. That's bad.
I did floss, but I didn't get to brush. But you know I'm a floss guy.
Yeah.
I floss like 3 times a day.
You do have oral
I'm
health.
I'm a hygiene guy. You?
Oh, my gosh. Ron, I washed my hair today.
There's times it can be, would you say questionable would be the word?
No, questionable to you, maybe, but I'm fine with
Sometimes I ask you, are you going to wash your hair?
it. Yeah.
And sometimes I ask you, are you going to put any lotion on your feet?
Oh, my
You
God.
put them in my lap and it takes a layer of my skin off. I'm like,
You're
you
a
going to put some
funny one.
lotion on these?
Okay. I got you.
Like my swag today.
I do. You look really cute with your Carolina sweatshirt on. You're like a little college
It's my
boy.
jeans, though.
Okay.
My jeans are baggies.
And somebody made you those tennis shoes.
I don't think they can see my tennis shoes, but I got redemption tennis shoes
They're
on.
Nikes, and they had them customized.
Somebody who works for Gucci at a church I ministered at, they took these Nikes and personally handed them
hand painted.
out for me, and I've only worn them like 2 times, but I just
Love
figured
them.
they look cute today. So I don't know if they can even see them on the thing, but I got on redemption Nikes today.
I love it.
The one and only pair. You think they can sell if we had redemption merch? Nikes?
We sell redemption merch.
No, Nike redemption merch.
Oh, well, for the right price.
I wonder if I could get Nike to do a collaboration with
Oh,
redemption.
Nike, you hear that?
You know, kind of like the Off-White thing. If I could do a redemption.
Off-red?
Yeah, off-red. That'd be it.
It'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Off-red, redemption Nikes. We need to get serious, though.
Yeah, let's get serious. You know, Ron, what we're going to talk about today is so important for everybody. It really is. I remember my mom and my grandma growing up. I mean, they would always use these little Southern colloquialisms.
Localisms.
It's a hard word, but
They don't judge you when you mess up words. Go
okay.
ahead.
Anyhow, and they would say,
Birds of a feather.
birds of a feather flock together.
Lay down with dogs.
One of them would say, you lay down with dogs,
Get
you
fleas.
get up with fleas. And the whole premise is who you run with, you become. And, you know, I used to roll my eyes at that. I'm like, oh, that is so ridiculous. Just because they do this or that doesn't mean I'm going to do this or that. But, you know, the longer I've lived, the more
Influence
all of
is
that,
profound.
you know, has come to
Influence
be true.
is profound. This is what I tell people. I got a lot I could share right here. We're going to talk about how to choose your circle wisely. I know a lot of people that are half the person they could be
Yeah.
because of the relationships they refuse to break. I know a person that destiny has been sabotaged and forfeited because they will not align properly with people they need to. And that is very hard as a leader of people, a guy who spends his life investing in maturing people. You know, Paul said, I labor till Christ be formed in you.
in me.
That's kind of my mission statement. I want Christ to be formed in people. I'm a discipler. And to see people throw away everything
So much potential.
to run with folk who cannot see their future.
No. And who are going nowhere.
And I've always said it like this. Sometimes we have some real relationship voids in these new generations. It's amazing. We have more ways to communicate than ever in history, and we're lonelier and we're socially awkward more than we've ever been. People don't know how to do this.
No.
They
Sit down and
They
talk.
break up 4-year relationships over a text.
Right.
I mean, it blows my mind. I say that to say this. You know, well, I don't know if I want to jump all the way in that. It's kind of going in deep waters right out of the gate. That most people, Hope, are seasonal. Most people are not lifelong relationships. We have got to be keenly aware of who God has brought into my life for a time.
Yeah, and for what reason?
And who God has brought in my life to go the distance. In our ministry, we have a lot of people committed to the church. Big circle. We have a lot of people committed to the vision. Big circle, but a little bit smaller. But then there's some people that say, wherever you go,
Yeah,
I'm going.
yeah,
They're committed to us.
right, as people, as their leader.
Very small circle. Do you see what I'm talking about? And those people right there, it is a choice. You don't just end up with those people. It is a conscious choice that you make. I don't think that you throw people away. I don't like the corporate model where people are expendable for achievement.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. That's not what we're preaching. However, if God has a great destiny on your life, the environment that you function in will have everything to do with how you grow. What have I always said? You can't grow the orange tree in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the tree. It's not the right environment. What is environment? Friends, relationships, people. That's your environment. You take the orange tree, put it in Florida or California, it'll be an orange grove. First place we lived in California, big old orange trees because of the environment.
Right.
Was
The
conducive
environment brings out what's
to potential.
in you. Yes.
The
It
potential,
brings out potential.
that is there. And so there are a lot of folks that are intimate with people that have no ability for their full potential to be released in that setting.
Yeah.
That
And because they have created such soul ties with those people, that's not sexual. I'm talking about
bonds.
Bonds.
Unhealthy bonds.
Unhealthy bonds. They've created
Some of them are,
memories.
what do they call it?
Codependent.
Codependent.
They've created memories. They've shared so much time. They've spent so much time in the club. They've got laughter and memories, and they're trying to live for God now, and they can't
Cried
break
when their
away
boyfriend
from.
broke up
yeah,
with
they
them
can't
and-
leave this person because they've got so much history, but it's not healthy history for where they're going.
It's at the expense of destiny.
It is. That is
It's
so
history
powerful.
at the expense of destiny. And so I do want to tell you, because this will come into play, I love deeply. But when it comes to a lot of stuff and things in history, I'm not very sentimental. I'm not the most sentimental guy. I'm very sentimental about you and about us and about my family. I really love my church, and those are the things that'll get me emotional. But, I don't sit and have to show pictures of my first car.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, I don't. Was it the
You
one
do to me.
Wait a minute. The one you was laying on the hood on and I took the picture?
Ronald.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
In the 80s when you was copying that 80s video?
Yeah, and that hair out to here,
Yep.
that big old white
I had a
blonde
black
hair.
280ZX when we met.
What was
and
I
she
doing? White
took a
snake?
picture on the hood of my car.
White snake.
So anyway, I wish I still had that picture. I'd put that over my bed.
I wish you still had that car.
But anyway, getting to some part of this that can really be helpful to the people. With this relational void, much of it which has come out of broken down homes. People are so needy for relationship.
Yeah, that they're not picky. They don't scrutinize the
They
people enough.
will forfeit a lot of things just to belong.
Yeah, just to get some attention, just to get
just
some
to
company.
be accepted.
Yeah.
And that is what I see going on almost subconsciously.
It's even in the dating world.
Yeah. I need to be with somebody.
Yes.
I need to be with somebody. And this, because I don't think they really like who they are when they're alone.
Uh-huh.
And
They
if
can't
you're
handle
around,
their own
if
thoughts.
you're around somebody all the time, you don't have to deal with your own thoughts. I don't know if you deal with that in your book or not, but I know you've talked about that a lot of times. And when you were in your times of real struggle, you wanted to immerse yourself in people. Why? Because your own thoughts were too painful.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to confront the stuff that you knew you had to confront when you looked in the mirror. And so what do? Just stay around stuff all the time.
And happy stuff. And,
Right.
And
Fun
stuff.
fun.
And
I wanna
not
have
having to
fun.
deal with real
I want
life.
to have fun.
Yeah.
And the fact is, much of life is not fun at all. And so
No,
we
not
getting
9 to 5,
we
not
getting
getting
ready
up
to,
in the morning.
We getting ready to jump into some stuff, but before I do, we got some amazing sponsors. Don't tune us out when we go to our sponsors, man. This is how we do what we do.
Yeah.
So we want you to use our promo codes and go make them successful, because they are the people that help make us
Get
successful.
this great quality
And they're great
stuff.
quality
Yeah.
products, most of which we use
Yeah.
in our own personal life. So tell them who our sponsors are.
This show today is sponsored by BetterHelp, and I love BetterHelp because they are here for you. And I love the whole concept of online. It's personal.
It's personal but private.
Yes, personal and private. And you know, every one of us, sometime in our life, needs somebody to talk to.
We have blind spots.
Yeah, we do.
And we can't smell our own stink. And that right there, I used to think, Hope, that counsel was for maybe the weak of mind or weak of heart because of what I came from. You did everything at an altar service. But now, being 55 years old and what we and our family have come through, if there hadn't have been people that brought us counsel,
Yeah.
those
It's so healthy.
those steps would have been difficult.
It really is so healthy. So, and especially right now during the holiday season,
be
you know,
tough.
a lot of people struggle
tough.
with, you know, being alone,
Yeah.
not having enough money, and they get the holiday blues. We did a whole podcast on that, but you know, it is so hard to know how to take those thoughts and appropriate them and get help. And so I'm so thankful for BetterHelp. This time of year can be a lot for people, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it, but adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings.
Right.
Therapy can be a bright spot amid all the stress and change, something to look forward to make you feel grounded, to give you the tools to manage everything that's going on in your life.
Therapy is helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. That's big.
Yes.
And it empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. It's really for everyone. And if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
So find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Ron and Hope today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ron and Hope.
Like, subscribe, and then when you go to all of these vendors, I want you to go to them and put in the promo code, because they've been generous to us and it helps us get what we do to you.
I want to read a scripture. Proverbs 13:20 says, "He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools will be destroyed." Wow. So it does matter.
Oh, yes.
It does matter.
So the biggest, let's say there's 10 real challenges to this, choosing your circle wisely. For Ron Carpenter, not Google, I didn't get this in anybody's book, number one that I've witnessed as a guy who works with people for 33 years of his life, is the inability to walk away from good people. Bad people, once you make the decision, I'm going to do something good with my life, you can usually spot the bad ones and walk out of that pretty easy.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do drugs anymore, you leave the drug dealer.
Yeah.
Okay? That kind of is what it is.
But it is still hard for people to break those ties with people that they used to quote unquote have fun with.
Even if they were bad
Even
influences.
if you know it's a bad influence in your life, and especially if you live in the same town, live in the same neighborhood, those are hard things you have to be really mature and the help of the Lord to know, there's more for me ahead than there is for me in my rearview mirror. And I am willing, because the prize of what's there, the prize of what's next is worth whatever I would lose right here.
There's sometimes, okay, let me back up. Write the vision down, make it plain, that they who read it may run with it. So if you have something for your life God has given you that you know you are to pursue, destiny, purpose, assignment, it falls into many categories. But this is where I believe God is taking me, so I put my efforts in this direction, okay? Now, your circle knows who you were. Your circle knows who you are. Can your circle embrace who you're becoming? That's what we tell people in marriage, premarital counseling. It's not, can I love 18-year-old Hope? 18-year-old Hope excited me and wowed me and blew me away and turned me upside down and made me feel, it's not that. Can I love 55-year-old Hope?
Yeah,
Can I love
18-year-old Hope had lots of energy.
Yeah, can I love 9-month pregnant Hope? Can I love menopause Hope?
55-year-old Hope sometimes has
She
plantar
does pretty good.
fasciitis.
She does pretty good.
She does pretty
She
good.
does pretty good. You know, can I love the Hope that's on top of the world? Can I love the Hope that is scratching the bottom for a way up? Can I love the Hope who everything's going for? Can I love the Hope who feels like nothing's going for? You know, those are the long-term relationships. And I had to decide, do I love who you were?
Yeah.
I knew your story. Do I love who you are? And can I love who you're going to become wherever that is that God takes you?
And that's a whole nother type of commitment, is this marital relationship. But just the people in your life,
but there's some parallels. There's some parallels. Now, if you are going to be wise by your companions, the companions have to be chosen, okay? Now, I have to love you by the command of God, but I do not have to be your best friend.
Right. I don't have to run with you.
You had no choice about your family. I have all the choice in the world about my friends. So what are we talking about here? You talking about loving and not loving people? No. We love everybody as Christians, but you don't run with everybody.
Right.
We're talking about the people you have chosen in life,
the people
to
you
be
meet,
to be co-pilot, to be
to
sidecars,
watch the ball game with,
exactly
to
right.
go on vacation with.
These are the relationships that are so important because they're having a profound effect on you, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
This is pictured the best, leaving something good. This is so hard. To me, with Jesus and John the Baptist. I used to give this illustration to pastors all the time who couldn't make some hard decisions that would ultimately launch their church. But it was very hard. They had to make 2 or 3 really hard decisions, and some of them they just couldn't do it. John the Baptist pointed Jesus out. They were cousins. John the Baptist had all the crowds. He was the man. Jesus came on the scene. He said, behold, here's the Lamb that takes away the sin of the world. I must decrease. He must increase. He told everybody, I am preparing you for him. I'm not him. I was getting you ready for him. Now I got to kind of fade into the background. He's got to move forward. John the Baptist and Jesus were friends all the way back to Mary and Elizabeth in the Christmas story. Their babies leaping in their womb. They had this tight connection. Okay, this was not a random relationship. They inside their mother's womb acknowledged each other. That's powerful. That's powerful connection. Now, John the Baptist has been captured and he's in prison. He's going to be beheaded. And Jesus has not paid him a visit. Why? Because they're in a different season. Jesus has the crowds.
Yeah, his ministry's taken off.
John the Baptist right now is a nobody and in a prison. It's like, John who? Okay. Jesus, he can't go anywhere without a crowd. So John told his disciples, go ask Jesus, is he the one or do I look for another? This is the same man who told everybody who he was.
Behold.
Yes. And then the same man who told the whole world this is him is asking his guys to go ask Jesus, are you him?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jesus said, the lame walk, the blind see, the deaf hear. And I told people in church, that's where everybody starts shouting. Sit down and let me finish. And blessed is he who is not offended because of me. John is wanting me to function in this relationship
like I used
to. I am at a different place. Tell him, blessed is the man who doesn't get offended
when the
at the way I'm
shifts.
running my life, because the relationship has to shift.
Yeah.
He wants me to come and I'm not coming.
Yeah.
John is not a bad person. John was a prophetic forerunner foretelling of the coming of the Messiah, and the kingdom of God was at hand.
But he couldn't
This is
shift.
a powerful guy, but he could not shift. And so Jesus can keep the relationship intact and cease to be Jesus.
Yeah.
Or he can move forward in the
Destiny.
will of the Father and what he was born to do.
Destiny.
And he could look at the relationship, I love you, but I'm not that anymore.
Yeah.
I have to break this relationship to move
His
forward.
call and his destiny required him to let go of relationships. And so will
And
ours.
I can see people right now, because as we're talking, the face is popping up in their head.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
We
they've
all
been-
know who
listen,
we're supposed to let
listen,
go
and,
of.
And they're
in
like,
what
but they've been
season.
so good to
Yeah.
me. And when I was blah, 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 they paid my rent for 3 months when I was going through my divorce.
Or we went to
And then-
college
yeah,
together.
and she was there when my mother passed. And I know all that. I'm not saying throw them away. I'm saying, can they run with who you're going to be? And if not, you have to put that relationship, I didn't say toss it, you have to put it in its proper location. That's where the shipwrecked thing came in. I talked about the levels. You've got people you meet. You've got people that are acquaintances. You've got people that may be work-related friends. You got people that are friends. You got all these circles. There's some people you're trying to make in an inner circle that need to be way out on the peripheral.
Yeah.
And you got some people probably out on the peripheral that would really be a great inner circle person.
That's that series you did called Shipwrecked. And it was all about relationships
And it was about
gone bad.
the relationships being shipwrecked.
Yeah.
What I was talking about is having people in the wrong category.
Yeah. And we have a friend who started following us years ago, 10 years ago, when she had a bad relationship.
Went real bad.
Her name is Bridget. She's an influencer. And she started following you when her relationship went bad. And somebody gave her a set of your teaching tapes on Shipwrecked. And she said it revolutionized
She said she's
her
memorized
life.
it.
She said she's memorized it. And it has helped her, she said, navigate and get her back on track with her relationship with God. And now she was able to release that relationship. And now God has blessed her with an amazing man.
Wonderful
we
man.
just married
Wonderful
them,
marriage. Yep.
this past August. And it's so true. If you understand relationships in our life, most of them are seasonal. I can count on one hand probably the people at 55 years old that I've had in my life for the long haul.
Easy on one hand.
For the long haul.
Easy on one hand.
And people will bring you another way to test if
Oh,
these
I know where you're
people,
going. This is
your
a good
circle, your circle. If they're supposed to be in my circle, people bring out the
Certain
best
things.
in you or the worst in you. People bring out certain things in you, and you have to evaluate what those people in your life, if they are bringing out the best in you, you keep them. But if they are bringing out the worst in you, your proclivities, sin cycles, getting you to act in certain ways,
history, who you used to be.
Yeah, and that's not in accordance to who God says you are, you got to chunk them. It's going to be tough. It might be painful. But you have to do it if you want to be everything God has called you to be.
Hope I tell this story a lot of times. And here again, I don't know where I've told what. If this is repetitive on the podcast, I apologize. When I got saved, I had some friends that were my inner circle from kindergarten to graduation. Mm-hmm. And those guys were special to me.
Yeah.
We had good time. They weren't bad friends. I mean, we did good things together, and for the most part, those relationships were 75, probably 80% healthy. I mean, we played ball together. We went to war together. Practices together, bus rides together, vacations together. Maybe 20% mischief, but 80% of it was wholesome. But I knew when I said yes to ministry, not yes to Jesus, yes, I will take all of my plans and lay them down because I accept yours, because I believe it's greater. Mm-hmm. When I accepted the call into the ministry, I called them and asked them to meet me. It was a painful night. Dread all the way there because they were good people.
Yeah.
And I went and told them, I won't be seeing you much anymore. And my
They were
reason,
good people, but they weren't on your track at that time.
No. I would never be here doing this if that was my inner circle.
Yeah.
Never. So I called them. I met them at a mall in a food court and told them, I said, I've gotten saved, but not just that. You know, my daddy's a minister. I've accepted that is also going to be my pathway. I forget exactly how I put it. And I remember not really mocking, but they busted out laughing.
It was probably so different from anything they'd ever experienced with you, though.
We chased girls together.
Yeah.
I mean, we drank together. I mean, you know, the mischief stuff.
Yes.
You know, the pranks and all the stuff we did. We got in trouble. When we got in trouble,
egging
we
the
got in trouble
cop cars.
together. Yes. You know, we got
Driving the tractor
We got
to school.
arrested together at Myrtle Beach. You know, and so them seeing me in that framework after years of hearing me talking at night, sitting on a tailgate out beside a pond, I don't want to do what my daddy does. I don't want to do what my daddy does. I love my daddy, but I don't want to do it. And then I went back and said, by the way, I'm going to do exactly what my daddy does.
So you knew who you had to let go so that you could move forward in your
And I
call.
left that night, and I remember the emptiness. And let me tell you something now. I gotta tell the reality of this. When you walk away from one group, the next group is not waiting on you. There was a season there of
Trying to figure out what new was like. Yeah.
And so I got around Christian people, and I felt like a fish out of water because I was not Mr. Christian. But then I went to I was at a Christian school. And so, you know, I got around people who worshiped. I got around people who were doing Bible studies. That was, you understand,
You'd never
that
done
was
that.
odd to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting in there,
Okay.
you know, but you know, that's where the Bible says, put on the Lord Jesus. There is a season
You
where
have to put him on
he's almost
like
like
a
a put
coat.
on.
Yeah.
It don't feel real. It feels like it's something that you put on. And I had to cultivate and be intentional about cultivating
New relationships. Yes.
that would inspire and challenge my walk with God.
Yep. And call you higher.
And I remember that was not an easy transition for me. It was my freshman year in college. That was a weird year.
Yeah.
It was a year of walking out of and a year of walking into. And by the time you got there, my second year, I was kind of feeling my way out. But
you have to be brave. You really do have to be brave.
It was lonely. It took a lot of guts, I think, to do what I did. And then to put yourself in rooms that a year beforehand you wouldn't have cared nothing about being in. But you know I need to be here. It is good for me that I be here.
Yeah.
Second thing I want to talk about, I saw you pointing to my phone. I got several things written down. Qualify people. I preach this all the time. You have every right to qualify people who you give access. It concerns me about people that get so familiar so quick.
Yeah. You got to test them. When he says qualify, it's almost like you test them.
Absolutely,
You have
you
to
test them.
resist them.
John chapter 12.
To see what's in them.
Jesus said, unless a seed fall to the ground and die, it remain alone. But if it dies, it becomes many seeds. What does the soil do? The soil resists the seed, and then the life that is within the shell
comes
out of the shell and it begins to surface. I don't think you know what is really in somebody till you have resisted them. You have to become the soil. They are the seed, and you have to give it some time before you can see what really comes to the surface, because I don't believe anybody first shows you who they really are. They show you their rep.
So you got to give it some time to prove what it really is. So that's true. You got to qualify people.
The third thing people need to know is you're not going to bat 1,000 on this.
No.
And I've always said, if Jesus couldn't get Judas out of his circle, how you think you're going to get all yours out?
Ooh-wee.
Look, if Jesus lost a third of heaven, how are we going to keep everybody?
Right.
I mean, you see what I'm talking about?
Everybody can't run with you.
There's some people, they just want everybody to go. Everybody can't go.
Everybody to love them.
Everybody can't go. Let me give you another example of this. My destiny. I don't want to name the name. He's going to be with the Lord now. Had a very profound revelator from which I've gathered much of the knowledge that I carry to this day about Jesus and his kingdom. Had somebody drive him because he was up in age, about 4 hours to my campus, never got out of the car, sent word that he was out there, asked for me to come out, rolled down the window and had a notebook. It was his notes on the kingdom of God. Very theologically revolutionary. Mm-hmm. He handed me the notebook, and when I went to get it, he didn't let go of it. It's kind of, and I'm like, and he looked at me and said, everybody can't go. So even in my ministry, this right here is going to take me here, and it's going to leave some.
Even the message that you preach, well, he said everybody can't go. Well, Jesus talks about some seed falls here, some seed falls here. And there's 4 areas that the seed falls on.
You bat 1 out of 4.
And you only get 25% of the people hearing the message is going to receive it, and it's going to grow and produce. It's crazy.
And I remember there were people when I really started preaching the kingdom, Pastor, we just kind of, that just kind of ain't, and people that I loved.
Yeah.
People that I cared about, people that I invested in greatly, they just kind of fell by the wayside. But the main thing is finding people who can love who you are becoming and who can love where you're going.
And who are going to pull out and celebrate you, pull out the best in you and celebrate God's best for you. You run with the wise. What?
You become wise.
You become wise. But a companion of fool
is destroyed.
So listen, we've got some great things to offer you. We're not perfect people. We don't know everything, but in this season of our life, we have chosen to take it and to pour into people who want what we have. I would love for you to be a part of my inner circle. It's a mentorship ministry. It's called Hope's Inner Circle. Go to hopesinnercircle.com to sign up. I will send you my brand new study guide to The Most Beautiful Disaster, the book that came out in 2021. I'll send you the brand new study guide for free, and you get the first month on a trial basis. Come on, it's not going to hurt you to try it. We have a group of hundreds and hundreds of people all across America who are in the inner circle. We're growing together. I want to be a resource for you. So if you want to be a part of that, come join us.
She puts a lot of energy into that.
Yeah, I love it.
That's one of the things that really has her attention and her effort right now, and I can speak to that. And then I want to offer you the vault, which is my life archive of teaching. You have to go through the Ron Carpenter app.
You go to Ron Carpenter app.
Download the app, Ron Carpenter app, and when you do, it's available for you right there. It is a monthly subscription. It's not a contract. Do it when you want, quit when you want. But everything that I teach, if this content blesses you and you say, man, they sit there, they mention shipwreck. I would love to hear shipwreck.
Yeah, it's in there.
It's all in there. And so we would love for you to have that. These are resources that we offer. These kind of things cost money to administrate. They cost money to do. And so we've done everything we can to make them as affordable as possible. But we think the content is revolutionary. And I've told people I'll pay $1,000 all day to go somewhere and get $1 million idea.
Oh, absolutely.
Anytime. So there is no greater investment than the investment in your mind.
That's true.
Because as a man thinketh, so is he. Our time's up.
We love you guys so much. I want to see you in Inner Circle. Join today.
Remember,
so until next time,
choose your friends wisely. Until next time,
Ron and Hope Unfiltered. Real, raw, relevant.
See you guys.